The narcissist knew you would do this. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, you better buckle up because this video is going to be something that you have not heard before anywhere, anytime, and any place. And it's something that the narcissist didn't want you to know. That's why I create videos every single day to help you crack the code and to figure out what had happened to you and to implement, maintain, and to accomplish your boundaries. You see, boundaries are something you didn't have when you were in the relationship, but now you're getting ready to put them in, or you've already implemented them and they should be rock solid. But something that the narcissist, they knew you would do, it's this. It's when you were in the relationship. Think about how they love bombed you, how they devalued you, how the relationship ended, and then how you got to where you are here right now with me. In the middle of that relationship, notice what I said, the second part, that's when you were being devalued. That is what I call entering the devaluation stage. That's when the narcissist has their dirty fangs sunken into a person, which in this case was you. And when they do that, that's when they know that you're going nowhere, you are invested in the relationship, you've reached the point of no return, meaning you're committed. Perhaps, example, you had children, or you got married, or you relocated, or went into business with them, or put their name on the house or the mortgage, whatever you did something that committed yourself to them in that relationship. And that's what they were waiting for. They were waiting for that one pivotal thing that told them that you were committed to them. Now, you could tell them all the I love yous and all those things ahead of time, and yeah, that helped the narcissist groom you and trap you and trick you and manipulate you, of course. They were very important parts of the journey also. But once you made that one pivotal move, whatever it was, that's when they knew, okay, I now have somebody captured. I'm not working to get them caught up in the devaluation stage, the trauma bond, or maybe even the narcissistic fog. I already did that. I have them where I want them. Now, and I'm acting like the narcissist, and of course I'm not, now I'll begin to pull back. And when I pull back, I will begin to not be as available to said person as often as I used to be. And I will slowly peel the mask off my face, and I will show them how little I care about them. Not only that, but how little I want them to exist. Now, I'm unpacking a lot of wisdom here for you, but I'm going to touch right now and fast forward to what the thumbnail mentions. This is what the narcissist knew you would do. They knew when you were in the relationship, specifically in that devaluation stage, that you were going to be flailing. You didn't have the wisdom, you weren't taught this in school, you didn't know what narcissism was, and you were committed. Remember, I already set the stage for that. So when they knew that, they also knew that, wait, based on their experiences, I'll just put it this way, I'll act like I'm the narcissist, and I'm not. But now, if I have somebody trapped and captured in the narcissistic fog, the trauma bond, or the devaluation stage, and remember, all three of those are interchangeable, but yet unique to themselves, and they all equal one word, which is toxicity. So if I had somebody captured, again, I'm not the narcissist, in a devaluation stage, or the trauma bond, or the narcissistic fog, what I would be doing, which is what all these people do, or all these dark entities do, is they begin to look for other sources of supply, essentially looking for said person's replacement. Now, that replacement, they may fit into, they may start grooming that person now, and they may insert that person into their life immediately. I'm referring to the narcissist. Or maybe they wait a couple months, weeks, years, decades. I can't tell you, but what I can tell you is the narcissist is always looking over their shoulder. They are not stable, they're not healthy, they're not committed, and they are not transparent. What they're going to do is they're going to gaslight, stonewall, give the silent treatment, future fake, move the goalposts, continue to groom people, trap them, trick them, blame them, wash, rinse, repeat, throw in the discard, and here we go. And having said those things, again, I'm going to act like I'm the narcissist. So once I knew I had somebody trapped and captured, what would I do? I'd be looking for other sources of supply for when I discarded this person. And on top of that, I also would be testing the temperature of the person, how much energy they have, how much supply they have, how much they're paying attention to me. Are they answering their texts on within 10 seconds? Are they calling me back the minute I call them? Even on a butt dial, do they call me back and check in with me? Hey, are you okay? Is everything good? See, that's when the narcissist knows that that invisible tether is connected to said person. So again, I'll continue on. What the narcissist knows, and this is the very important part, the whole video is extremely important, but this part is the part you've been waiting for. Then again, I'll act like I'm the narcissist and I'll stop saying that, but when I discard that person, or when the person gets discarded, this is what the whole video is about that I'm creating. I now know that that person who I just discarded is going to be in a world of hurt. They're going to be reeling. They're going to be shocked. They're not going to know what hit them. They're going to be in a house or in an apartment or in a building, maybe even in a car, maybe at work. I don't know where they will be when they get the news that I just discarded them. But this will create such a monumental injury to them that they may never recover from it. Now again, this video, it should have a trigger warning. Maybe I'll put one on it. But this is what the narcissist thinks. This is not every narcissist, but it's a lot of them. And what they're thinking here is that they know that if they discard somebody, that person is going to take them a lot of time to put themselves back together. It's not as if they can just heal in one day or in 1 minute or in 1 hour. It doesn't work that way. And the narcissist knows this. They've always known it. This buys the narcissist more time while the person they just discarded is reeling and they don't even know what's going on and they're shell-shocked and their whole support system is blown up at the hands of the narcissist. This buys the narcissist time so they can go on and continue to love bomb the new supply or continue to rewrite the past and say that their ex, which was you and it was me, has all the problems in the world and they need to go see help and they need a therapist and they're broken and all these things. If you understand what I'm sharing with you, you really need to pause the video, take some notes, write down what I just shared with you and understand that that's why you have been being tested your whole life. Not only at the hands of the narcissist, but virtually any person you've ever encountered. And many of those people are good people. Some of them are toxic and a lot of them are narcissistic. But people in general are always trying to see where they are in the pecking order of life. The narcissist is no different, but what they want to do is be at the top of the pecking order of life. And they don't care who they have to step on, which throats they have to step on, or who they have to crush to get to where they want to go. You are not that way. You're completely different. So going back into, as the thumbnail mentions, what the narcissist knew you would do, they knew that you, when you were discarded, or even if you weren't, say you ended it yourself, but most likely you were discarded, they know that this is going to take you a lot of time to put yourself back together. And you may say, well, yeah, that's true, but how do they know that? Well, they know it because they've been doing this since they were a teenager, possibly even younger. I can't tell you. But the narcissist is a professional discarder. That's what they do. They groom people, they trick them, they manipulate them, they hoodwink them, they steal everything from them, their time, their money, their energy, their looks, their health, everything and more. And then they crumble them up like a sheet of paper, throw them away in the freeway, wash, rinse, repeat, or rinse, wash, repeat, once they deem that they found a different, better, viable source of supply for the next new destructive period of their life. Now, all these things I'm mentioning, this was you, I can assure you. When you were discarded or when the relationship ended, you didn't know what you know now. The narcissist knew what you would be doing. See, no one talks about this. And I've shared this in videos. I've created videos for over 5 years. And I shared this last year. I'll just share it again. I've probably now at this point shared about 40% of my information in videos. I save most of it for one-on-one sessions and for other opportunities that I'm working on right now to present to help the world and help pay it forward. But by no means will I be sharing all of my information in all the videos. And you may say, well, why not? Why don't you do that? I don't do it because the raging narcissists are everywhere. And because narcissists get information from, yes, my videos and other things. Now, am I just one person? Yeah, that's all I am. And I try my best to pay it forward, but I can't share every bit of information in the videos. And remember, I'm a work in progress like you are. I'm dynamic, I'm changing, I'm growing, I'm evolving just like you are. What is the narcissist doing? You got it. They're stuck in that low vibrational quagmire state going around and around and around, and they're thinking that they're fooling people. They're thinking that they're so smart, so clever, so handsome, so beautiful, and that nobody knows any better. Well, pro tip to you, raging narcissists, plural, all over the globe, we know what you're doing. We know who you are, and we know exactly to stay away from you, which is why all these doors are being closed on you. So you can't get supply the way you used to in the past. And this is becoming more and more evident each and every day when I create videos, and more evident when I work with people during one-on-one sessions and when I read comments. But as the thumbnail mentions, this is what the narcissist knew you would do. They knew that you would be stuck. They knew that you were in the trauma bond. They knew that you were in love with them or loved them or cared about them. That's only one aspect of it. It's a huge aspect, but this video only has about 6 minutes left in it because I'll cut it at the 15-minute mark. So I'll share what else the narcissist knew that you would do. They also knew that they had things of yours that you wanted back. Example, items of clothing, maybe pictures, maybe family heirlooms, maybe something that they had of yours. Maybe it was a pet. The narcissist loves to withhold pets. And yes, I do mean that. When I say withhold pets, I mean the narcissist doesn't care about your pet the way you do. They care about the fact that they can make sure that you're missing your pet by pet napping your pet. Think about it. A pet is supply to the narcissist. What isn't supply to the narcissist? You're getting it now. But what else the narcissist knew you would do is they knew that you would be contacting them and trying to reach out and communicate with them. Whether it was in person, phone call, email, snail mail, through your lawyer, through a third party. I don't know what it would be maybe an email if I didn't say that, but they knew that you would be reaching out to them. Because every single person who has ever been discarded in the history of humanity has done their best to get answers to the questions that they had and answers to questions that they hadn't even thought of yet. That's called closure, people. And this is why the narcissist won't give people closure, because they want to twist in the knife and set people as deep as possible. And this is, again, another reason why the narcissist knew what you would do. They knew that you would be reaching out to them. They knew that you would be telling them how much you loved them, how much you missed them, how much you cared about them, and how much you would try to work on the relationship. Again, I'm going to put in the pro tip trigger warning here. This video is to let you know that the narcissist knew what you were doing long before you knew it. By no means am I saying anything other than to maintain no contact, keep the narcissist blocked, and remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. You need to get away from these people as far as you can and as fast as you possibly can. Now, I'll get back on track before I get ready to close the video. What else the narcissist knew, I told you two things. One, they knew that you were going to be, your life had just imploded because they just blew it up. They also knew the smear campaign was well underway. They also knew that you were hurting. They also knew it would take you a lot of time to heal. And they also knew that you didn't know what narcissism was. They also knew that they had things that you wanted back. On top of all those things, if you had kids with the narcissist, they also knew that you would be reaching out to the kids. If you owned properties, they also knew that you would be wanting to figure out what to do with the properties. This is down the road eventually. They also knew that you would be asking other people as to what happened, what they saw, what they experienced, and if they knew anything about it, which is why they blew up your support system. They also knew that there was a very high likelihood, play this part of the video multiple times, there was a very high likelihood, remember, this is the past, this is not today, and it certainly is not you. They knew there's a high likelihood that you would not figure out what they had done to you. Now remember, before the internet and the smartphone, the narcissist had full rule of the planet called Earth. They could do whatever they wanted to because we were scattered, meaning supply sources and people, and we weren't connected the way we are today. This is the main reason why the narcissist is shooting themselves in the foot over and over and over again, and they're running out of supply sources. It's because I've done my part and continue to do it every day. You have, and you are as well. But also, we have closed doors of communication to these toxic freaks. When we do our part, there are less people that the narcissist has to attempt to communicate with. And when everyone does their part, and I do mean everyone, then the narcissist can do nothing. There's not one thing they could do. Remember, the narcissist needs supply like you need oxygen to breathe. The narcissist needs oxygen also, debatable, but they do, but they need supply. They need to be juggling multiple relationships or multiple drama scenarios at any one time. That's what you were doing, trying to put out fires that were starting intentionally when you were in that relationship. You're not doing it any longer because you're out and you've healed or you're healing. But these are all things the narcissist knew you would do. They also knew that if they could, I'll drill in another layer here. Maybe my percentage of sharing information with the community is up to 41% after this one. They also knew this, that let's say that you did marry them, or even if you didn't, but they also knew that if they lived in the same house as you, the same apartment or condo or street or area or community, that once they discarded you, that if they were to stay in that community or that area or environment or town or city or street or apartment building, that would really, really, really disturb you. Think about what I'm mentioning to you. Why do you think when the relationship ended, the narcissist moved maybe a block away from you, maybe 400 yards away from you, maybe right down the street, maybe 2 blocks over? I don't know what they did, but whatever they did it to try to steal more energy from you and to make your life miserable and to make sure you didn't advance and to make sure you did not see behind the mask and figure out who they were. Now, pause there. All those things are what the narcissist was hoping to take place. They did have an insurmountable advantage before you figured it out. Once you cracked the code and you found out what narcissism was, and you really, really processed what it is, I am not referring to healing, I'm referring to processing what narcissism is, and you really processed how it affected you and how you entered the relationship and how they did what they did and how little they cared about you, truth be told, how they didn't care about you, and how it's not just you, and that how this is how they treat everybody. It's just that you got too close to the fire and they did their best to extinguish you. When you realize that, then you realize, oh my gosh, I have a road in front of me. This isn't like an average breakup. This isn't like an average ending of a friendship, or it's not like I'm just gonna, like, this person just, they exited my life and I'm fine. No, this is the relationship you need to heal from. I've said that for 5 years in videos. I coined the term. The reason it's because this does damage to people. It twists your reality inside and out. The narcissist plants seeds in your mind. They want to live in your mind rent-free. They want to control you from 5,000 miles away. This is why you were on an invisible leash and your phone was being used as a remote control to control you. Morning, noon, night, and every other waking minute, or even when you were asleep, you'd be checking your phone at times. Yeah, that's true, you would be. Think about what I'm sharing. So these are things that the narcissist knew you would do. Shame on the narcissist, because what they did is they took a beautiful, bright, shining light, you, and they did their best to destroy you, because the narcissist is envious and jealous. They're shallow, they're hollow, there's nothing to them, and they're trying to chalk up as many relationships that they can wipe out or erase from the planet as they possibly can. But you're different. You're not like everybody else. You're cut from a different cloth, which is why you need to understand you are the priority. You come first, second, third, and there's no room in your life for toxicity now or in the future. But understand something. The narcissist knew what they were doing. If you think for a moment they didn't know what they were doing, you really need to play this video and every other of the 5,200 videos I've created over and over and over again. Because the collective consciousness of this planet is growing. It is evolving. It is changing. The light is entering. The dark has no place to hide. And you need to be on the wave of abundance. You need to be on the wave of authenticity. And you need to be on the wave to the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference. And you need to cut the four ties. Yes, the four ties, the emotional, the financial, the physical, and the spiritual ties from the narcissist once and for all. Close the chapter of the book on the narcissist. Leave them in the past and understand they knew exactly what they were doing. They were calculated, they were methodical, and they planned the whole thing out. If you think they didn't, you really, really need to do a deeper dive. They did it, and they didn't think you would live to tell tales or to heal and to pay it forward. But you did, and certainly I did, and that's why I'm here, and that's why you're here. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. A few things. One, it was supposed to rain today. I think it's going to rain in a little bit. Number two, my diet that I've made massive improvements with over the years, specifically over the last 3 months, has really transformed not only my energy, and I have energy through the roof, but my thought process, my sleeping patterns, and more. I just want to share with you, if you are not getting proper sleeping, eating, or exercise, you really need to take a closer look at those three categories, because I can assure you the narcissist did their best to make sure you didn't eat properly, you didn't get enough sleep, and you weren't exercising. And it took me quite a long time to figure out certain things, but health was the last part of my puzzle on this planet called Earth. Everything else to this point I've done to a T and to the best of my ability. But eating, I'm telling you right now, if you can eat better, it will change your whole life. I know it's a narcissistic channel. I'm just trying to pay it forward to let you know that do the best you can to improve your circumstances in your life. Kick the narcissist to the curb and understand they knew exactly what they were doing. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.